YouTube, and all of that good stuff. All right, it's me, Kev, from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. Hope you're having a wonderful day on this Sunday, and wherever you at. If you at church, great. If you're not, you at the crib, great. Remember back in the day, people used to cook on Sundays, big old meals and stuff. My grandmama and them used to go ahead and throw down, man, making all of those goodies on the Sunday after church. It was great, great times. You know what I just realized though? I forgot to put something in here. So let me see. You know, I can't do my show without my fun time intro. I mean, yeah, I got to put that on. See, now y'all getting a chance to see how the sausage is made. Y'all ain't supposed to be seeing this. Close your eyes. Everybody turn your head. Don't look. All right. Yeah. And now see, there we go. We back. We back. Okay. Yeah. And boom. About to cue music. Now, anyway, I see some people from the UK. Okay, I'm assuming that the flag means you're from the UK. I don't want to assume and stereotype nobody or nothing like that. But if you are, welcome to the show. Somebody said, "Hey, Kev, yeah, you'll be waiting for a while." Yeah, you're right. So, hit that like button, share my videos, follow me on all of the other platforms. Make sure you subscribe to my Stop and Think About It channel, just in case we get some shenanigans that goes on here. Los Angeles, California. We got Georgia in the house. Italy, get out of here. What, Georgia? Oh, man, y'all are checking in from all over the place, and I appreciate that. Texas, that's right. Deep in the heart. I got a good mind to go put my big old cowboy man hat on. But nonetheless, well, yeah, Texas in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Now, we got some stuff we need to cover today, y'all, because, the conveyor belt, Utah. See, y'all ain't gonna let me see something. Let me get this out there, y'all. Boston, Chicago. Yeah, man, get out of there. Get out of there. Out of Chicago. I mean, you okay? We need to send some people up for the rescue. All right, we got North Florida, Kansas City. That's what I'm talking about. So, all right, now let me get focused. So anyway, we got some stuff to talk about tonight because it looks like Creepy Sleepy is on the move. Yeah, that dude right there is on the move, man. Somebody done let Joe out the pen and he's on the loose. So we got to talk about that. So as we go through, make sure you comment, hit that like button, share, all that good stuff. And we'll go from there. Yeah, we got Sunday now. Wait, where's my music? What? Wait, you know what? Darn it. Where's my sound guy? Sorry about that. My sound guy, I got a small crew here. It's just pretty much me. I got to pay myself. Hey, Kevin, what are you doing? Make sure that you have the music cued. My fault, Kev. My bad. I'll do better next time, boss. Yeah, you better. Or you're fired. Now, cue music.
I want the granny, beating my chest
like a real gorilla. Just some kings in the building. Gorillas in here, gorilla in here. Gorillas in here. Gorilla in here. Yeah, man, some gorillas in here. Now, y'all, we're gonna have to do something, y'all, about creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe. First things first, I hope the man gets impeached. If he doesn't get impeached, something needs to happen. Like, we just need to vote him out. We can't have a guy running around the globe looking and sounding like what you're about to hear. Okay, brace yourself. I hope y'all ready. These clips are brought to me by Don't Run Walk. He put together some of the greatest montages. So I truly, truly appreciate this montage right here. This massage right here is going to be so great. So let's see what he's up to. He was over at the G7 and stuff. There we go. Look at him all handsome and stuff with his, his little, whoa, wait a minute. That's not a good start. So let me understand this. We got a president that got 2 left feet, can't walk up and down stairs. Got to actually look at his own feet when he walks. All right, this one goes here. This one goes there. Come on, Joey, you can do this. Right, left. That dude right there almost fell down the steps. But then it gets worse. All right, because the Prime Minister of Japan apparently now is a president. Did you know that? Did you know Japan doesn't have a prime minister or nothing like that? He's a president. Here we go.
Mr. President, it's wonderful to see you again. And I also want to thank President Kishida for his outstanding, it's not hyperbole, his outstanding leadership of the G7 this year. Some of you were with me on my first trip here when I came to see President Kishida's predecessor. I've spoken at length.
There you go. So they got a president now. And in Joe's mind, everybody's the president. President Harris, so can't get the man's title right. He can't get our titles right when he's over here and he's talking about people in his own cabinet, hacking them all up. And if he gets the title right, he can't get the name right. Yeah, I want the secretary to come up and speak. So now here he is trying to pronounce South Korea's president. I'm sure it's going to get renamed. Let's see.
With President Moon of South Korea.
Here you go. President Loon from South Korea. Yeah. Now, how do all of these important people look at him and feel respect? I mean, it's embarrassing as an American that somehow they installed this dude. The people that pulled that last caper off to put him in, they didn't take that in consideration. They didn't say, well, at least if we're going to, rig something, fix something, we want somebody who can at least talk, walk, remember stuff, things like simple stuff. We're not greedy. We're not greedy. If you're going to install somebody that at least look and sound like they're powerful. Might be a little intimidating, pop a lot of this. People who can't fight, they got to do a whole bunch of lip service to throw you off. Well, what? Who you think you're talking to, dude? No, you better back up. You better back up. Bluffing. But at least the bluff is believable, perhaps. This guy? I mean, that man right there talking about President Loon. So it doesn't get better, y'all. Because he gets over there and he leaves the stationary mic, y'all. He went on his own. He went rogue. He went on the loose. No notes, nothing. So let's see what happens.
My son, Major, U.S. Army, lost in Iraq.
He lost his son in Iraq, y'all. There you go. I mean, this is news to me. Every single time this guy says that, it bothers me. So Joe keeps saying this lie, and where's the media? Why aren't they saying, why is Joe Biden continually lying about Bo, who died 6 years after he got out of Iraq? But here's Joe overseas. My son, Bo, I lost him in Iraq. I didn't know that. Huh. Well, maybe he'll change it up and say, actually, I lost my son later, but he was in Iraq. Okay, so let's see what happens.
Inflation is a worldwide problem right now.
Okay.
Because of a war in Iraq and the impact on oil and what Russia's doing. The war in Ukraine. And think of Iraq because that's where my son died.
Oh, God. There you go. First of all, with that mask on, because I don't know what's going on right there. I don't know what that is right there on the side of his neck. What's that, man? I'm a little concerned. I know y'all can't see it from there, but that looked like he can just peel the whole thing off. But nonetheless, here he is again, up there lying. I lost my son in Iraq. Now, if you are a soldier or a veteran or even a parent of a veteran who was killed in Iraq, and you hear this bum keeps coming out saying, I lost my son in Iraq, and you know he didn't. I think he's been telling that lie so long, he doesn't know that it's a lie. And they don't even, it's at the point where they don't even try to correct this guy anymore. I mean, they know he says this over and over again, but really, what can you do about it at this point? You're like, 5 minutes later, he's going to be telling somebody he lost his son in Iraq. No need to be like, look, Mr. President, you can't keep saying that. Well, why not? I did. That's the point. You didn't, Joe. Oh, okay, well, wait a minute. Where's Hunter? Is he around? Did I lose him too? So let's see if he cleans it up this time in front of our troops.
Just imagine, I mean it sincerely. I say this as a father of a man who won the Bronze Star, the Conspicuous Service Medal, and lost his life in Iraq.
Lost his life in Iraq. Well, how does he get away with this? This right here bothers me, man. I mean, I just watched a couple weeks ago, CNN and the rest of the fake news networks go on and on in a tangent about how many times the president lied. Now, if Trump was walking around making up stories about Don Jr. and all of them, Don Jr. rescued a busload of orphans. Do you know how quick they would fact check him? They would be like, all right, where's these orphans? We want to talk to them. Where's the bus? Any video footage? All of that. But yet this guy right here, I lost my son in Iraq. I mean, I think they just have pity on him. At this point, it's like, man, what can you do? This guy's mind is done, and I'm about to prove it.
You know, in my private meeting with President Zelensky after the G7.
Oh, God. So now he's over there on the world stage about to embarrass us. I don't know what that was on his nasty, crooked, creepy mouth. But here he goes again, talking about stuff. And boy, does this go off the rails.
Meetings I've had with my fellow G7 leaders have left us more united, more resolved, and more determined to set up for the greater progress in the months ahead.
What?
Months ahead.
What did he just say? Months ahead. This creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe out there on the stage talking about months ahead. What's on your dirty, filthy mind, Joe? I picked the perfect name. Creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe. Up there with the G7 folks plotting and scheming. Talking about, yeah, we've never been more united against the people. So here he is talking about months ahead. Boy, he's a treat.
And then this silly balloon that was carrying 2 freight cars worth of spine equipment was flying over the United States.
Okay.
And it got shot down.
Now see, you hear this dude? First of all, it's just a silly balloon. That's just a balloon that's popular. I was carrying some equipment, but it got shot down. He's leaving out the rest of the story. After about 7 days, Joseph Biden, you will not shoot that balloon down. Don't forget, I paid you and your crackhead son $1.5 billion. Okay, you shoot it down when she says so. So it goes through our country, snapshotting all of our stuff. And now he's up there kind of downplaying it like it was nothing. Don't worry about it. We took care of it. We shot it down after a week. And it was just a balloon. That's all it was. Just a balloon.
And everything changed in terms of talking to one another.
Silly balloon.
I bet you maybe some of you thought.
He's on the move. He's on the move. He's on the move. Why did that? Nobody's in his ear going, Joe, put that mic back up there and get over there to the podium. What are you doing? You don't have your cues.
I doubt many people in this audience or any other audience would have said that 2 years after being elected, I'd be able to convince India, Australia, Japan, and the United States to form an organization called the Quad.
What?
To maintain stability in the Indian Ocean and the South China Sea.
Fact check. Fact check 1 2 1 2. Excuse me, Mr. Creepy, Sleepy, Sleazy, Slimy, and Sloppy. Wasn't that the Trump administration that put that together in 2017? What? My son died in Iraq. That's not what I asked you. You know what? Never mind. So, yeah, the Trump administration did that. And here he is. Just getting up there. Bet you nobody thought I could do stuff. Just rambling on. And I mean, nothing in his brain is stopping and saying, Joe, you didn't do that. This ain't one of them hard things that you got to go digging for information. This is one of the things you can just... No, Joe didn't do it. But the lies continue.
And there's a lot of other, for example, the idea that we're, in terms of taxes, that they refuse to, for example, I was able to balance the budget and pass it.
What does this have to do with anything? I mean, those thoughts were all over the place, throwing darts at them. All right, let's see. So, for example, and sound like a car trying to start.
Anything from the global warming bill, anyway. And
yeah, abandon that one. Pull the parachute right there, because that was just a sentence for nothing. Those were just random words. I got to go back and hear that one again, because I don't even know where he was trying to go.
And there's a lot of other, for example, the idea that we're, in terms of taxes, that they refuse to, for example, I was able to balance the budget and pass everything from the global warming bill, anyway.
Oh, and man, that hurts. That hurts. I'm mad. I'm mad at the deep state. I'm mad at the Democrats. Anybody who was responsible for this. You must not care how we look. You got to, now, granted, most likely this guy was installed for 2 reasons. One, he's crooked enough to where he won't contest whatever they're trying to do. That dude is self-serving. He is 100% about Joe and his family. 100%. But number 2, he probably wouldn't remember anything he did or said anyway. And number 3, he probably got enough dirt that they can control him. And his brain doesn't work. That means nobody have to worry about any resistance or disagreement. Somebody got that hand right up his butt working his mouth. However, they're horrible ventriloquists because that guy can't talk in public. He's horrible. So let's continue hearing him explain why, we need 87,000 IRS people.
So guess what?
Guess what?
We not only balanced the budget, we were able to reduce the deficit by $1.7 billion. Those
are lies. I just want to let y'all know, as he's talking about all of the reducing the so all of that, he's lying. Okay.
We balanced the budget. We were able to reduce the deficit. And I love the Republicans talking about big spending Democrats.
Yeah.
We're going to keep working to keep the federal deficit low. We cut the deficit in 2 years by $1.7 trillion.
Now, does that look genuine? This guy, everything about him is fake. I mean, you can't hide it. It's all over him. The Democrats are just, they slime balls. They are the stereotypical politicians. I mean, don't try to hide the sliminess, the deceit. Looks evil leaning in. $7 billion, quadrillion, zillion dollars.
More than ever in all of American history. Oh, I don't want to hear Republicans calling Democrats big spenders. We're the ones bringing down the deficit. They're the ones that blew it up.
Uh-oh. Biden's unwarranted bragging about reducing the budget deficit. Oh, that's the Washington Post. All right, let's see if we can find some more. Oh, wait a minute. Another fact check. What did that say? Went past too quick. Let's see. They're bringing, okay. All right, did Joe Biden bring down the national debt by 1.7 trillion? Oh, no, he didn't. Wow. Okay, wait. Hold on. What's this? Ooh, he's up here lying. We cut it by 1.7 billion. Now is it billion or trillion? Good grief. He's all over the place. So just a second ago it was trillion, then it was billion. I don't know. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of it. Okay, in my first year. Okay. So all eyes, let's see what the Pinocchios come back looking like. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's getting jumped by Pinocchio right now. Pinocchio's all over jump. So once again, they are trying to gaslight the American people because he's leaving out a lot of information about this deficit. It's kind of like how they go out and they brag about all the jobs that they created. And they never tell you that, wait, those jobs weren't created. Those jobs came back because we pushed lockdowns and everybody was out of work. See, they don't tell you those things. And that's why they come across as very deceptive, which they are. That's their whole goal. But then, you know what? Let's move on because
they will have cut by $1.7 billion.
Wait, it was just one. Is it trillion? Trillion or billion, Joe? I don't know. I mean, those are big differences in numbers. If I win the lotto for $1 billion, that's great. If I win the lotto for $1 trillion, that puts me on another level. But nonetheless, here he is, 1 billion, 7 billion,
2 years,
gazillion.
The deficit that we were accumulating. The fact that we've provided for the number, we got a lot of input from serious economists and former administration officials.
Now, you going round and round that mulberry bush, which is your pea brain. See, those thoughts were circling that brain going, I don't know what to do. All right, somebody just start throwing words out. So now he's going into why the IRS needs 87,000 new people. Let's see if this can pass the smells test.
In both parties that we need more people who are qualified to be able to look at the tax returns of the 1,000 billionaires in America.
There you go. Now, I can't even believe whoever wrote that in the script, if they didn't stop to think about how ridiculous that just sounded. Him trying to justify why we need 87,000 new dang on IRS people to look at the 1,000 billionaires' tax returns. So let me see, 87,000 divided by 1,000. I don't know. So you need all of these people to work on 1,000 people's tax returns. You're telling me, creepy, that these 87,000, many of them armed IRS people that you're trying to hire, are solely going to be looking at the ultra rich, the 1,000 of those. Now, the sad part about that is there are so many Americans out there that won't even catch that. They won't even put that together. They will go out and they will vote for these folks and support them while these people are setting it up to go straight door to door with guns talking about the IRS. At the IRS. Yeah, like Kumo D, man. So here this guy is trying to fix his lips. You see, he tiptoed into that one. I don't even think he called them IRS people. Yeah, he just tried to make it look like this is all about us just trying to make the rich pay their fair share, as I have been beating the system with my crackhead son for years.
The fact that we've provided for the number, we got a lot of input from serious economists and
Like
former
who?
administration officials in both parties that we need more people who are qualified to be able to look at the tax returns.
Wow. I mean, first of all, still scared to say IRS. Still scared to do that. He's trying to work around saying that because, see, I don't care if you on the right or the left. Nobody wants a visit from the IRS. Right or left, no IRS. So he's tiptoeing around that. And also, he knows he's lying about these 87,000 folks. They're coming after us. It's going to be the middle to upper lower class folks that these people will come after. And here he is talking about, yeah, it's just the 1,000. So I would love to hold him to that. I would like to see it in their charter or whatever. All right, this is predicated upon basically all 87,000 of these people only dedicated to work on the 1,000 billionaires we have in the United States. They can't work on anything else, Joe. You do understand that. Because you said we need 87,000 of them folks just for that. So those folks aren't for us. But hey, folks voted for him, right? 81 million, something like that?
Of the 1,000 billionaires in America.
Just 1,000. Very
complicated stuff. Yeah. And because I was able to say to it that the 55 corporations in America that made $400 billion or $40 billion, $400 billion.
Oh, Jesus. Just pick a number. 40 billion, Katrina, wait, 40, 100, 40, 100, negative 3, circumference of pi. This dude is all over the place, all over the lane. He is crossing lanes everywhere. So we're going to get into some heavy breathing because I'm a little concerned about Creepy's health, not just his mental health. Okay. I think he might be having some breathing problems too. So let's check this out.
That they pay zero in tax.
Zero tax. I really doubt that.
We did discuss privately with Zelensky. I did discuss with Zelensky let me put it this way.
See, you cannot leave that podium, Joe. That man's out there. We discussed privately. Let me put it this way. What way, Joe? Huh? What way are you going to put it? Every which way you turn, it's a roadblock in your brain. So what are you talking about? So now here it comes, y'all. This gonna prove that he's from the evil empire.
Things that have already been passed, the 5 big initiatives I've already passed in terms of infrastructure, the Affordable Care Act, et cetera. And initially they started off, they're gonna cut Medicare, Medicaid. I said, whoa, no, I mean, not Medicaid, Social Security and Medicare. I said, no.
Here we go. Listen to it.
Yes and no. And so,
when I first came to you, I was just a learner. Now I am the master. Y'all hear this, man? That dude out there wheezing, that man right there needs some Vicks vaporizer right up under the nose. He's right in the mic, dude. My man, Joe, is not even working. Nobody can get on there and say, hey, Mr. President, can you please move the mic away from your mouth? Because it sounds like you're about to have an asthma attack. Yes, we don't want everybody watching this to think that you're on one leg left, one leg in the grave. So here he is, man. He's dropping a breathing montage for us.
Australia. So far.
Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to see. This shows you the lack of awareness that this guy has right now. He's not catching some of the small things that normally somebody would go, if I can hear myself breathing, they can hear me breathing. When I'm not talking, how about I do this? But not Joe. He's walking around right in there, sounding like Bane, whole time. Oh boy. Is he okay?
It's hard to make up.
Yeah, it is. Hard to make up. Somebody go out there and get those paddles ready. Because that man is on the verge. I'm scared for Joe. Now, here we go, because he got another little thing he's going to do for us, too. He's putting together some weird sounds that normal people usually don't make. So this is a little montage of those weird sounds.
It's hard to make up. What do you think?
Pat him on the back.
Anyway, so that's the context. So
Here we go.
and my initially how let me put it this way, when the speaker and
Those are unidentifiable sounds right there. Right there. What is that? This man is hurting, man. Hurting for certain. Let's hear some of those crazy noises.
and
I love it. I love it, man. Come on, give it to us again.
it's hard to make up.
Pat him on the
It's
back.
hard to make up.
Spit it out. Cough it up.
What do you think? Anyway, so that's the context.
Give it to me, Joe.
So, and my initially how
What is going on here? Man, I tell you, hopefully one of these days, y'all, we can look back at this and laugh. Somebody said exorcism. Yeah, you right, man. Somebody need to run up there right now and lay hands on that man. Up there talking about, man, he got an arsenal of bizarre sounds coming out of his mouth.
let me put it this way, when the speaker and
Good grief, man. Joe Biden, baby. Joe Biden. Boy, I tell you. And the whole world heard all of those sounds, heavy breathing and gaffs. That's all that comes out of his mouth. Gaffs, heavy breathing, and weird sounds. That's it. That's the extent of this man's worth. But he ain't the only one. The whole Democrat Party, man. Whole Democrat Party sucked. Listen to this gem. Now, here's the lady that when she was running, they were asking her about, taxes, and she had no idea. You're going to get smart. I think, how much you think they should pay then? Huh? Yeah. They always jump out there and throw out these narratives that the rich need to pay their fair share, not realizing that the rich pays most of the majority of the taxes in the United States. But she threw it out there, and the guy questioned her on it, and she had, what? Oh, how much? Wait, how much they pay? Well, what you think they should pay? This is the same lady right now. This is about to tell us why we should give up gas stoves. Y'all ready? Let's see if we could see her sincerity in her pitch.
This proposed rule is not a ban on gas stoves.
It's not?
We are regulating indoor air pollution.
Did y'all hear what she just tried to say? It ain't a ban on gas stoves. We're regulating indoor air pollution. Anybody ever experience indoor air pollution? I'm wondering about that. Either you're getting gassed to death, meaning you got a break in your line or something, and you left the gas on. But I don't think there's a such thing as just indoor air pollution. And she tried to pull that off. She just threw that out there. Oh, you think we trying to get rid of gas stoves? Nah, man, we regulating indoor air pollution, which means we're getting rid of gas stoves. Okay, but hey, let's hear her justification.
We are regulating indoor air pollution.
Yeah,
St. Louis
that looks
ranks
easy.
among the highest across our country for rates of asthma, with rates significantly higher for Black residents than white residents.
Oh, there you go. I knew that was coming. The Dems ain't gonna pitch no bill or ideal without sliding in how it impacts disadvantaged blacks and the gay lesbian community and the pygmies and everybody but white folks. See, because white folks don't suffer from indoor air pollution somehow. When you guys leave your gas stove on by accident without lighting the pilot, yeah, that stuff don't kill y'all. That only kill us black folk. So now here she is trying to get us on board with this by straight up gaslighting us. Now, do you think this P-brain right there has researched this on her own? You think this is an important topic for her? This is her hill to die on? Or is this their overlords who said, the climate change, that's what we're doing. We're pushing climate change. Yes? No? All them suave and all of them over there. Yeah, climate change, that's your incentive. You want us to support your campaign, don't you? Now, here's some stuff. Go out and read it and try to make it sound believable, please. Try to make it seem like you're an expert on this. Now, all of these dodo birds who push this stuff, none of them know anything about it. That's the crazy part. If you were to go ahead and actually question her on this, could you show me where you got that data? I want to see it. You think she would know any of that? No. Some intern said, all right, here you go. You need to go out there and read this speech. And she probably got a gas stove at the crib. Unreal, man. But she's going to go ahead and get the shovel out and dig a little deeper.
I can only imagine the number of my constituents who are unknowingly being poisoned by their gas stove in the state that it is.
Wow. I can only imagine. Now, boy, she needs a acting coach because this doesn't come across very believable. Reading it, I can only... Wait. Okay, come on. You can do this, Bush. I can only imagine people like in my state. Now, so what you're trying to tell us is all of these years, folks been slowly getting poisoned by having gas stoves. Where are the results of this? Someone show me that data. You're telling me all the black folks that I grew up with, that we all had gas stoves, that none of them died from a result of the gas stove leaking or whatever? And here she comes out here and tells us this. And now she's trying to pretend like these are real stats and this is really happening. How about you just be honest and say, we want to get rid of gas stoves, man. We all about the Green New Deal. Now, this woman doesn't know anything about climate change. Most of those Democrats, they don't even care about that stuff. It's a bigger agenda being pushed. They cannot give you any intel or information on climate change, why we need to be focused on it, why we need to get rid of this, what about the oxygen levels, what about... She knows nothing. But this woman up here trying to make a choice for your life. A choice for your life. Get rid of that gas stove, says Bush. Same woman who was paying like $70-something thousand for private security, yet running around the country talking about, abolish the police, defund the police. And when they called her on it, well, wait a minute, though. See, this is my life. See, I'm important. See, I'm here for the people, okay? So if I got to pay $70-something thousand in security, that's just the price of being me, okay? Because if I wasn't me, I'd want to be me. That's all I'm saying. Unreal.
Without this proposed rule being in effect. Research proves that improving the energy efficiency of gas stoves and switching to electric stoves completely will save lives.
She looked like a guilty kid right there. Like, okay, this is sounding real stupid. Why did they give me this talking point for the day? I landed on this committee, so I had to, completely save lives. Like, let's see if y'all caught that, if y'all really bought that, if y'all believe that. Looks like a guilty kid, man.
New mothers heating up bottles or making pancakes could be poisoning their children without their knowledge.
Oh, there you go. New mothers making pancakes or making those bottles could be poisoning their children without their knowledge. With what? If you're making pancakes, you can make that on a grill, warming up some baby food or water. I mean, does the gas from the gas stove or the fire go in the baby bottle? I don't understand how you're making this connection. Maybe those worms in your head is too tight. That's what I'm thinking. But she does not sound sincere. She sounds like she knows nothing about the topic. And they stuck her out there to read this crap and try to convince folks that somehow that we need to get rid of our gas stoves. And black folks mostly, because you got to slide that in, could be getting poisoned by this.
Everyone should have the necessary information about their household goods to determine what is best for them, particularly their stoves.
Particularly, their stove says Bush right there. All right, I'm about to call her up. This Corey Bush, Bush, but how do you say it? Boop. Anyway, I saw you on the TV talking about that we need to know more about our gas stoves and stuff. Yeah, I got some problems here at my house with my gas stove. Can you come over and take a look at it? What, you don't know anything about gas stoves? Wait, I just saw you say that we need to know about gas stoves and we should get rid of them because they're poisoning people. Yeah. So, wait, you don't even know where you turn the gas on at? What is a pilot? You don't know? You don't know what a pilot is? You gotta be kidding me. So this woman right here is a gas stove expert. She's a gas stovologist trying to tell us, get rid of that mess, man. You never know how many lives you could be saving, y'all. But she's not the only one. Like I said, Democrats, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, Americans are leaving the Democrat Party. Yeah? Isn't that a good thing? Let's see why.
Yeah, Laura, they're lurching farther and farther towards insanity. Really, there's no other word that I can find to describe it. You know, the list of reasons, unfortunately, is long, and I think we will continue to see more and more Americans who maybe call themselves Democrats or used to. But leaving the Democratic Party because of a whole host of reasons. It's
like what?
It's an elitist cabal of warmongers. It's made of corrupt politicians, the propaganda media, big tech, and the national security state. They are weaponizing the security state to go after political opponents. They're undermining our God-given rights and freedoms enshrined in the Constitution. They are seeking to censor and silence anyone who does not agree with them. They're tearing us apart with identity politics.
Girl, you know what? Man, I tell you what. Now, is she lying? If she's lying, I'm flying. So here she is out here just calling it out. Why would anyone want to be a part of that party? Have you seen lately how these folks act? How the folks that vote for them act and think? I don't know about you, but I was embarrassed as a kid to be identified with some of the kids that were a little slow. Yeah, I found out there was this little van they would have outside the school. Little van, come out there. All the kids want to know what goes on in that van. One day I found out the hard way, Kevin, we're sending you to the van. I was like, the van, that mysterious van to be parked outside the school. I went up in there, there was a couple teachers in there with a small table. Have a seat, son. Okay. All right, what are we doing in here? We need to help you with your reading and math. Wait a minute. Now, all of a sudden, I didn't want to go to the van. They're like, this dude going out to the van. I was, I'm going to get them. They need some water. I was going to take them some water. Yeah, I was embarrassed to have to go to the little van. I went there for like a year or two. But here, you got these folks running around talking about, don't call me sir, call me ma'am, and all that crap. You got folks out there tearing up stuff, burning down neighborhoods, getting on TV, defending stupid stuff like men beating women, and you're supporting this party? That party right there done went completely off the rails, and she's calling it all out. One thing she's not mentioning is them helping anybody, though. All of that stuff right there, I can relate to because I've seen them do it, and I've seen nothing they have done to help the country. They've done everything to hurt the country. Everything. Dang on it. Especially down there at that funky border.
And racializing everything, looking at what the NAACP just announced with Florida. I mean, the list, unfortunately, we could do a whole show on all of these things. And I think more and more Americans are seeing clearly what they're doing, not to the party. This isn't about the party, but it's really, what are they doing to this country? And how are they undermining our rights and freedoms and our democracy? That's really what's at the heart of this.
It is. Tearing that sucker down, man. They are burning down the whole country, man, right before our eyes. And some folks can't even see it. The woke folks don't even see the fire. Have no idea. I mean, they are not even hiding it from them. Straight up, just right there with the match, pouring gas on their house. And they're like, so anyway, we're going to go ahead and march against injustice. Yeah, just give me a second here. What are you doing? Hey, don't mind that because of racism. Okay, all right. Well, I'll be waiting in the car for you. Okay, I'll see you in a second. Burn their house down and they have no idea. Can't see that? You can't see those 87,000 IRS folks that will be in your... Oh, I'm sorry. Most of them don't work. Dang on it. So let's see what else is going on.
I think there would be a huge backlash from...
Oh. Ooh. There's that woman with that wandering eyeball. That eyeballed it be going every which way. Got me concerned. Got that Columbo eye. Tell me again, how many? Got that scary eye. So here she is, Jeb Hall, or whatever her name is, talking about if we don't do something about this debt ceiling, people might go to the streets. Take it to the streets. Now, is she incentivizing violence? That's what I want to know. So let's hear.
Our entire House Democratic, caucus, certainly the progressives, but also in the streets. I think that it's important that we don't take steps back from the very strong agenda that the president himself shepherded and led over the last 2 years.
That dog whistle came from a dog right there. So if the debt ceiling or whatever this isn't negotiated properly, the response is, hey, you never know. I mean, it would be a shame if y'all houses got burned down again. Wouldn't it? I mean, if y'all don't vote the way we want, don't make us unleash Antifa and bankrupt Black Lives Matter on y'all. Don't make us do it. We will. Now, if anybody else would have said something like that, they're encouraging violence. They're already telling their people in a dog whistle to go out and riot and tear up the streets until you get your way. Democrats get away with that all the time. All the time. And then we'll straight get out there and say that it is right-wing extremism that is the greatest threat to the homeland, which we're going to be doing a follow-up at the end of our show about that mysterious group of white supremacists, I guess, that was marching up there. We got some more intel on them. All right, so that's her. Democrats talking about, the streets and stuff like that, and all of that. It'd be a shame. Let me see something. She said something that was stupid. The whole thing was stupid.
On the very strong agenda that the president himself shepherded and led over the last 2 years.
So the streets she should be worrying about are all the streets in Democrat-ran cities like this, down there in Memphis.
My name is Yolanda,
Hey,
Yolanda.
They shoot.
Get down.
Get down.
Just stay down and get down.
Hey, like what?
That's okay. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Yeah,
Just stay down and get down.
Hallelujah.
No, they're coming back. You okay, Jay?
You hear her comforting the man. That's down there in one of them Democrat-ran cities. That's right. See, this is the stuff that goes on broad daylight. Look, playground right across the street. And you got her up here talking about, in the streets and stuff. How about those streets? That's what I want to know. Now, this woman over here is pleading the blood while Jay, whoever the guy is interviewing her, is scared to death. My God, these black folks around here, I tell you, man, this is crazy. So this woman responds as if this stuff happens. It's okay. I know what to do. I know the drill. This happens all the time. Dang on it. Get out, breathe. Jay, look at me. They're gone. You're okay. You're safe.
Thank you, Lord, for the blood of Jesus.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Thank you, Father, for the blood of Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord. All right. We should be all right.
Jay sounds like Joe Biden just a second ago. You hear Jay? Now, I don't know about you. If you ain't ever been around some gunfire, I ain't talking about the kind that's at the range. It'll make you do some things. It will have you shaking. One time when I lived on the south side, and I see people, this is why nobody could ever tell me that, man, you can't understand, man, the black man, you ain't like us. I'm like, man, shut up with that crap. Don't be trying to out-black me and shame me, talking about, man, you must not even be a real brother. No, I'm as brother as they get. I was living on the south side before we moved up to this area when I was a young kid. And south side, now remember, guys, this is in the 90s. When Youngstown had one of the highest murder capitals in the country. It was horrible. I went to New York one time, told a guy I was from Youngstown. He said, yo, man, you still alive? I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Yeah, we be up here, man. We hear what y'all be doing down there in Youngstown, B. And I'm like, wow, the word on the street got up there? Well, I come out, I had a Fiero. Now, some of y'all might not remember the Pontiac Fiero, but I had a Pontiac Fiero. And me and my buddy, who's a wrestler, his name is Carson, we get in the Fiero. It was the nighttime. We about to go out somewhere. And from behind my garage comes this young man running towards the car screaming, telling, help, help, help. Now, I'm sorry, y'all, but you grew up in the hood. You don't. That's not the first thing that you. Well, let me help the person. I don't like the look of terror on your face. That concerns me. Whatever's chasing you is terrorizing you. Okay, that look doesn't make me say, let's get out the car and defend this man. It makes me say, I want to get away from whatever is making this man run through my yard screaming help. So I ducked down, and my boy Carson like, what is this? So I start backing up. Two dudes running behind him firing. Pop, 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 pop. This is in my driveway. I had a driveway that went like this. I didn't even look. I'm all the way down in the seat. I don't to this day have no idea how I managed to maneuver. Got out in the street, spun the car around, shot down to the end of the street. To this day, I don't know what happened to the guy. Don't even know what happened to him. But I get to the stop sign and I look over, my buddy Carson is sitting there going, I was like, what's wrong with you? He's like, I might have got hit and don't know it. That's true. When bullets like that start flying around, it'll do something to you, man. It'll put some steel in your back. So we err on the side of caution. When I hear pop, 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 I'm not going, there's probably fireworks. I'm doing exactly what she's doing. Dropping straight down on the ground and praying. So my man Jay must have not been through an experience like that. He's traumatized, I'm sure. She probably gonna have to go ahead and go through some therapy with him or something like that. So that's what's happening in Democrat ran cities, y'all. Broad daylight, doing interviews, and folks pop, 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 pop.
Drive by.
Drive by.
Yep. You saw it, the black car?
Yeah. Nothing.
You can see the playground equipment where children play there. That hail gunfire happened at 11 a.m. in a parking lot between the Whitehaven Community Center and Rains Finley Park. The shooter was targeting an apartment complex across the street.
Wow. Now I'm sure, this ain't in Democrat ran cities. It's probably somewhere in Alabama. It's probably somewhere in Texas. All this stuff goes on where all the guns and stuff, all the guns and stuff are at. Mm-hmm.
No one was hurt, and police responded right away. Although, as far as we know, no one's been arrested.
No one's arrested. No one's been arrested. Oh, what? We're not done with the Democrats? Another Democrat we're about to expose? Another nasty, dirty Democrat? Now, here's Marjorie Taylor Greene. She brings up this Democrat. Now, the folks that they vote in, the ones that Soros and all of them, they support, they get the radical ones, the ones that don't know how to act. The ones like that young black dude down there in Tennessee, like, and I don't believe that God is. They get those kind of folks. They get Alexandria Cortezes. They get these angry folks that don't know how to act and misrepresent the whole country. And it burns me up too when they pick minorities, because nothing worse than being a black man and looking at other black folks act stereotypically like a lot of folks think black folks act. You can't talk, you can't use your words without doing a bunch of this. You can't have a civil conversation. You got to get loud and all of that and emotional. That burns me up. And so now she's bringing up this black dude. I guess his name is Jamal or something like that. But yeah, she has a point. Let's hear what she got to say.
So much security, there was not enough. I was swarmed. It's all on video. Everyone can see this. Okay. But I will tell you what's on video.
What?
Is Jamal Bowman shouting at the top of his lungs, cursing, calling me a horrible, calling me a white supremacist, which I take great offense to.
I would.
That is like calling a person of color the N-word, which should never happen. Calling me a white supremacist is equal to that, and that is wrong. Jamal Bowman was down there cursing at me, telling me to get the F out of there.
What? Now, I'm sure she's fabricating all of this. I'm sure she's just saying it because she is a white nationalist. Yeah, I'm sure she's saying all of this just to, put this black man's life in danger. That's what she's doing. Now, I don't know about you, but if somebody comes up to me and they call me a white nationalist, and I'm white and I'm really not a white nationalist, or a white supremacist, or all this, they're racist. These aren't lightweight terms. These are heavy terms, man. Heavy terms. There are some terms and descriptions that you should reserve for the most extreme situations. That's it, man. You don't go around slinging the word racist out there like the Democrats do. Watering it down. Completely watering it down. To the point where you just go, okay, come on, give it to me. Come on, what else? I'm racist because I don't like brown crayons. My favorite color isn't brown, so now I'm racist. And I didn't buy Band-Aids to match all your people of color. No? Okay, yeah, so now I'm a racist. Oh, I got some Betsy Ross sneakers on. Yep, there you go, I'm a racist. I don't want to go around tearing down the statues all over the country. I'm a racist. So you call someone this and they get upset about it, and watch these folks' response to her saying this.
And he was leading the mob right outside the vehicle I was sitting in. We have this all on video. And then on the Capitol steps yesterday, he was the one that approached me. Even CNN reported that. Yelling, shouting, raising his voice. He has aggressive, his physical mannerisms are aggressive. And
listen to this Karen, y'all. That's right. She's only saying this now. I seen Marjorie Taylor Greene in person. She's actually pretty fit, man. She works out. She got Papa calves. I was like, man, this woman's calves are bigger than mine. I mean, she hits the weights. So I don't think it's a matter of her exaggerating this. She doesn't come across as someone who's easily intimidated or going to take you, and just because you're a little passionate about something, going to say, you know what? That passion that this person is displaying, I'm scared of it. Yeah, it seems a little threatening. So I'm sure she's just saying this, though, to make Jamal look like he's an angry black man, right? She's just being a Karen.
he just recently shoved Thomas Massey just outside the House chamber. I think there's a lot of concern about Jamal Bowman. So, I am concerned about it. I feel threatened by him. He not only let a...
Yeah, we had us a troll. Did we have us a troll? I think I might have saw one in there. I don't know. We ain't had one of those in a while. All right, so she's concerned about Jamal Bowman. Let's see what the media has to say about it. Not the real media, the fake ones.
Bob mob there, but his boisterous lies. And I'll tell you another thing he said outside there. He was saying, save your party. I kept telling him, no, save the country.
Yeah, it's but Democrats don't think like that. It's party first. It's party first. So yeah, they're talking about some save the party. Yeah, your party sucks. It needs to be done away with anyway. There's no saving that party. We just heard Kelsey rip it, throw down all those things that they ain't did this, they ain't did that, and this is what they're about, this is what they believe. All of that stuff. So if anything, your party needs to be thrown overboard. Talking about some save your party.
About political parties. We shouldn't care about political parties. We should care about the country, because no matter what our political beliefs are, Jamal Bowman, I don't know what his political beliefs are. I know what mine are, but we both swore an oath to serve the country here in Congress as representatives. So I am very concerned about Jamal Bowman.
Well, yeah, we better go ahead and look into this guy because he sounds pretty threatening. But first, let's go ahead and get some witnesses that, you know, because I guess these are people who know him personally and have observed this behavior and they can vouch for him. So let's see.
And he's someone that people should watch.
You know, I think Congressman Bowman said what needed to be said, which was this has been happening for decades, or perhaps even longer than that, centuries, where a white woman says something like, he feels threatening to me, he's harassing me.
A dumb girl, a dumb girl, a dumb girl. So this been happening for decades, probably centuries. Is this 1920, 1940, maybe 1950? I think the last time I ever heard something like that was, you know, Rosewood. I know that took place, you know, but I don't know what you're talking about here, Sonny. So the way Democrats defend themselves when their behavior is indefensible is to say that you're putting my life in danger. That's right. When you call me out on my behavior, you can't do that because somehow there are people out there that don't have enough self-control to know that by me disagreeing with you, you know, that doesn't mean you need to go and hurt this person. They belittle the intelligence of Americans constantly with this one. And they use that crap all the time. Nah, you criticizing me and you're putting my life in danger by calling out my negative behavior. So here she is saying that this been going on for decades. Now it seems to be reversed. Now it seems to be, if you're a minority, you could pretty much say this person, like the black kids up there with the bike in New York, and she was trying to steal my bike. So you mean to tell me the small pregnant lady that just been working all day walked past all of these bikes that were free and went over to 4 big black dudes and said, excuse me, fellas, I know I could have grabbed any one of these bikes, but I want the one you're sitting on, buddy. Come on, up, get up. And folks jumped in on that mess. And now they all tiptoeing backwards. The celebrities, the ones, the personalities on the internet and all of that, the ones that got money, We might have been a little hasty on. Did you deleted the tweets, right? Oh, they're still there. They were screenshot. Darn it. Oh yeah, might have been a little hasty on the judge because now they're being threatened with defamation suits, which they should. Maybe they'll stop for a second now and think it through. I'm thinking that sounds too unbelievable for you to jump out there day one talking about this woman's a Karen. She tried to steal these black boys' bikes. Your brain didn't stop and say that doesn't make sense. You got Jesse Smollett twice. First thing I said when I heard about the Smollett thing, I said, wait, where'd this take place? Chicago. Oh, come on, man. Don't sound right. When I heard about the Karen with the bike, I said, wait a minute. So 4 black dudes, 1 white lady, whole bike rack free, and she goes to those guys? And yet they're saying that she's putting these black boys in danger by saying, help, somebody, help. Yeah, there you go. So it's always this narrative now that, well, whenever you criticize, I should put my life in danger. But it seems to be the reverse. So let's hear from Jamal himself.
And that can end in the death of a black man. And she knows that. So that was a dog
Here
whistle.
we go. The death of a black man. Now you, God, these people. So now she comes out and says this. Do we do this stuff? Do you hear about conservatives that can't decipher what's going on here? And you hear her criticize him and you say, I got to defend Marjorie Taylor Greene by going after that guy. Yeah, I'm going to get him. Nobody's doing that. What are you talking about? When we hear this, we call it out. We say it's stupid, but we go on about our lives. Nobody sits back and say, you know what? I'm going to drive all the way across country to try to hurt Bowman. This dude is huge. Marjorie Taylor ain't. But he's the one that feels threatened. And watch his soft, big, old milk dud head come out here and try to act like he's concerned for his health and life.
Bullhorn, everything that he said.
Marjorie Taylor Greene in her press conference this morning said something incredibly dangerous.
You see that dude with that pack of hot dogs on the back of his neck? All of that mess. Incredibly dangerous. So let's hear this man with the lisp.
And incredibly reckless about me. Talking about my demeanor as being aggressive and saying that she feels intimidated by me.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, this country has a history of characterizing black men who are outspoken.
That's it. Now we're going back to the country. This country has a history of attacking black men who are outspoken. So you're just saying, just because you're outspoken. Now, you're now belittling her social awareness. You're telling me that she's not able to discern and determine what's the difference between being outspoken and displaying aggressive tendencies. I mean, can't you read body language, man? I mean, if I'm walking through the jungle and I run across a real silverback, when he does this, I'm not going, you know what? He's just outspoken. That's all. I don't want to judge that. When I see a bear, grizzly, kicking up dirt, standing up, going, I don't go, he's just being expressive. He's being outspoken. There are certain things that make you say, okay, I'm a little concerned. You're going beyond just being opinionated and outspoken. You're getting in my space. Proximity, man, back up off me. You're doing a lot of this. Your voice is high. You got your arms going and stuff. That's why we all know when a fight's about to take place, because they got the fight walk. You know, all you see somebody coming down, no, you go, okay, they're about to fight. And if you're white, it might just be like this. You know, but if you're black, you got to put some bounce in it. Like, oh, heck no, we about to. But nonetheless, this guy's just saying I'm outspoken. So let's see just how outspoken he is.
Who stand their ground and who push back as being threatening or intimidating. So she's not even using a dog whistle. She's using a bullhorn to put a target on my back to the people that she refers to as MAGA people out there.
Says the man who calls her a white nationalist. There you go. That's not putting a target on her back, is it? I mean, do you think folks are going to ante up and go get him because she said he's a little aggressive and intimidating? Or would they probably be more likely to say, let's go get the white supremacists, because they've allowed us to justify violence against anybody that the left says they're white supremacists, they're racist, and this and that. So now this guy just bunny hops over, calling her that and putting probably a way bigger target on her. than on your big dang on milk dud head pack of hot dogs on the back of your neck, lisp having no neck showing, big old bag of nothing. Let's go ahead and continue because we want to see if his behavior lines up with what he's saying now.
Who might want to cause harm. Get out of here! Jamal Bowman.
Simmer down now.
I was born and raised in New York City. This is the city that I love. It's a city focused on hard
He's angry.
and love.
Seems cantankerous.
We will never accept hateful
Lower your
rhetoric
voice,
in
son.
our city. Any rhetoric that is divisive, any rhetoric that uplifts.
Now, that's not the Jamal Bowman I just saw doing that interview. And Marjorie Taylor Greene said something very dangerous. Huh? Let's see how, because I'm sure he's going to calm down.
White supremacy, we are pushing back against that in all its forms. Marjorie Taylor Greene needs to take her ass back to Washington and do something about gun violence. Do something about affordable housing. Do something about childhood poverty. Do something about climate change. Do your freaking job, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Y'all hear that guy right there? Now, does he, somebody said, hundreds of blacks, it says, YouTubers were invited. Really? YouTubers were invited. Can you please do a show? Comment again on when hundreds of blacks and YouTubers were invited to the White House. Oh, yeah. That's when I went. You're talking about back then? I still got the video footage. I'm going to have to pull it up and bring it out. Yeah, because remember, if you would have listened to the news, they were probably all inviting us in there so they can entrap us and take us back to Africa. This is my clever plan. I'm going to invite them, make them get here, and then we're going to lock them up and take them back to Africa. Yeah, see? And none of that happened. It was great. And that's why the news didn't cover it, except for Laura Ingraham. She was the only one that showed a clip of it. Everybody else act like it never even happened. Now, here he is again, y'all. Somebody gonna let this man out of his cage again. This is how Jamal Bowman handles discussions and debates.
More guns lead to more death.
Whoa.
More guns lead to more death.
Look at the guy. Look at the guy. Do you see the old white man putting his hand on? There, son. Calm down. You're a little loud. You're over the top. That man, all in this man's face. Which one of these men sound more civil? As the Caucasian man right here is like, look. If I can talk, I will just, okay, I can tell. This man is blocking him, all in his face, doing a whole bunch of this, yelling, making a complete scene. That right there, if I walk past, I would think, who in the heck is yelling down there? Sound like they about to fight. That's what I would be thinking. So now, the guy who says, she's lying on me. All of this. All of that. You understand, when you do this to a man's chest, that means war. There are certain things that you don't do, especially to an alpha male. If you're talking to me and you putting your hands all on my shoulder and pressing me down, I'm hearing nothing you saying. I'm going, if you don't get that meat hook off me, okay? If you thumping me in the chest the whole time, yeah, man, you got, I'm going, does this mean war? If you putting your hands all in my face like this, I'm not listening to you. And as a man, you never let another man do this either. Press your head down. You be like, hey man, get your hands off my head, man. What are you doing? Does this man think you shouldn't do? Because that display right there is so disrespectful and so intimidating that I couldn't hear nothing this dude would be saying. I would be going, hey man, back up off me, calm down, and use your words. So now this guy is the one that's the victim, y'all. Yeah, she made it all up. All that video footage we just saw of him yelling and screaming and stuff, yeah, them lies. Them's just rumors. Makes me mad. Now let's end, because we got to go ahead and give an update on Patriot Front. Because see, white nationalism is the greatest threat to the homeland. So let's check it out. What we got? Oh, there they go. What's that wide walk? What's up with that walk? Ooh, hey, yo, left. Little teeny shields. Oh, bad drummer. Police escort. What do they think they're doing? What's up with these knee pads? I mean, you're going to be working under a car somewhere? So now these guys walking around trying to look as if this is what white nationalists would look like and do. They would all put on hot masks, wear these blue jackets, knee pads for whatever reason, and walk around with shells for whatever reason. No other weapon, just a shield. That's it. No, Captain America. Okay. And sunglasses and khaki hats and stuff like that. So here's the supposedly white nationalist group, and then we're going to hear from their fearless leader. Here's an ad. Whoa, look at that. Yeah, they're doing stuff. Jumping out of the back of U-Hauls and grabbing the little shields. Yeah, they're doing stuff. Here we go. Look at that. Climbing on the stuff. Seems legit so far. Does this ad make y'all want to run out and join that outfit? So that's their promo, their little promo video. They're doing stuff, y'all. Look at that. Nothing of any impact, though. None of any impact. You know, a lot of running around, a lot of jumping out of U-Hauls and walking around with the little shields and stuff. Look at that. Light torches, doing pull-ups and push-ups. And look at that guy right there with that big, long mullet hanging out the back. That mullet right there looks like somebody pinned it up with a bobby pin. That don't look like no real mullet to me. But let's go ahead and continue. Look at that pink stuff. More marching. We demand justice. We demand justice. Those who speak up, find themselves in always seem to come with their mask on and all this stuff. Yeah, we're seeing a whole bunch of clips of them doing stuff, but you know, I've watched a handful of little news clips that actually talked about them. Yeah, so they're hanging up stuff. They got little stickers and pictures and stuff like that. Looks dangerous. Looks like right now a big movement is taking place with these guys. All right, so let's continue. This is anarchist fair inside.
When our identity.
Oh, there he is. There he is, y'all. Y'all ready to hear from their fearless leader? And you tell me if this man right here, this young Pop-Tart right there, sounds like he knows what he's talking about, for one, and a white nationalist. Let's see. Here we go. Let's hear this speech.
Was being denied. Americans did not, celebrate. They didn't sit around with hot dogs and go on fishing boats. And
what did he just say? You know. Yes, man. I'm back, man. Bob, the stereotypical white nationalist, man. That boy right there give white nationalism a bad name. Up here talking about some hot dogs and stuff. We ain't talking like that, boy. Let's hear some more of this white nationalist. See, because I'm evaluating whether I want to join this clique.
And set off little fireworks in their backyard, right? That would be insulting.
This boy talking about.
And I think today we need to come to a realization of
what kind of mullet that was that hanging. That ain't no real mullet. That look like a ponytail. I mean, unbelievable, man, running around here using big old fancy words, man. You only need to use a few. White nationalism, hate, racism, sexism, xenophobia. And that's right, man. Couple other words. Big old white Bible and your snow white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus. That's the only words you need in your vocabulary, fancy boy from California or somewhere like that. That guy, this guy, you hear those words? Oh, white nationalists use philosophical words like this.
Of what our holidays are actually about. Because in times of tranquility and prosperity, these holidays can be times of celebration for what you have. But we aren't in those times. So these days need to be calls to action. We not only seek to exchange the structures which guide modern social...
Y'all hear this dude? Exchange. Now somebody sat down and said, action. So now this guy's supposed to be the face of the group. I wonder when they recruited him. That's what I want to know. Because I did see a clip today where it was a younger version of him. He was down in Charlottesville. And I guess he was supposed to be a part of another white nationalist group. And when that all went down, it got busted up. And then he announced that he was starting his own group. And so word on the street is, he was being recruited out of high school to be a white nationalist. Now, if anything, he probably was being recruited out of high school for propaganda. They probably was like, yep, we like your style. We think we can use you. You'll be our guy that will be the face of this systemic racist white nationalist group right here that seems to all show up in khakis and stuff. So let's finish hearing these big fancy words. Exchange.
Philosophical, legal, and political conduct, but we seek to dig to the core beliefs, the foundation
now, what is he talking about again?
Of why the government is legitimate, why it ought to be, and why it should be there at all. We recognize the need for organizing and the need for a structured society, but we don't go so far.
Saying a whole bunch of words, ain't saying nothing. So far. Overacting. Once again, what is this? This right here appears to be somebody trying to act like they think a white nationalist would act. Like they think a conservative would behave. When I did my video on this a while back, I showed a clip of a lesbian. She's on TV and she gonna be on the internet and she's like, what's up, yo? Yo, what up, y'all? Hey, check it out, though. You know what I mean? If you a girl out there and I'm watching her and I'm saying, tone it back. What you're doing is you're acting like you think a man acts, and we don't act like that. We don't do all that. Hey, what's up, though, y'all? What up, though? See, anyway, this your boy. And I'm saying, too much. Sitting there, hat to the side, bandana on, saggy pants, and I'm watching and I'm saying, that's your perception of how you think men are. Same thing with gay guys who decide I'm gonna be a woman or whatever, and you see them and like, girl, you better ho, and I'll be watching this and I go, girls don't do that. You're more of a girl than the girls, and that girl was more of a guy than the guys. So now this guy is more of a white nationalist than the white nationalist. Up there exchange, and you got the dude, and I'm going, you're saying a bunch of stuff and I don't even know what you're talking about.
As legitimizing conventional parties and conventional dynamics,
all
which
white
can
nationalists talk
only
like that.
yield conventional results, which are by their very nature opposed to the revolutionary consciousness that we are making every effort to promote, to instill, to inspire,
unreal,
and to forge ourselves into physical blood.
You see him trying to show off those little guns? Those little BBs, guns he got right there. Exchange. Make sure you get a side shot from my molette that I went and had pinned up. That's what I want. Let me turn to the side so you can see my molette hanging down in the back. Because all white nationalists have their molettes, right? So here he is out here, sounding like the dude from that Matrix scene where he was up there just using a bunch of big words. And he's trying to convey, I guess, what they all believe and support. And I'm going, I still don't even know what your point is. I still don't even understand what you're talking about. Bunch of googly guys. You sound like Joe Biden.
Blood and bone representatives of.
That's it. Uh-oh. So we better bring in, as we close tonight, Salty Cracker. Get his take on it. Now, this is the footage that I was talking about the other day when I was covering this. Look at these guys going down that escalator rather, into the subway after their little march. So let's see how they're able to do that. Where are the people in the subway? Uh-oh, wait a minute. What are those cops doing?
Hey, look.
What are those cops doing? That's what I want to know. Why are those cops blocking off the thing so nobody could go down and follow the white nationalists into the basement? I don't understand that. Into the train station. Why? Why are they getting this privilege? This is what I don't understand. So let's go ahead. Maybe Salty Cracker can help us out.
It's Patriot Front. Totally not a bunch of glowing Fed boys, friends. No, that's definitely for cereals.
I love it.
Joe Biden was right. The biggest domestic terrorist threat to the homeland is white supremacy.
See them? They're right there.
So we're
right. I mean, You're right there. You're going to tell me you're denying this? You're going to deny that it even happened? See, that's what this is for right there. Every time I see video footage of J6 and they show the worst side of it, they don't put it in context. They don't do none of that. They try to get the little clips to see folks trying to get through the windows and all the little Antifians and stuff like that. And then when you say, man, dude, that was a bunch of bullcrap. Man, why are you going to say that? You see it right there. So just because you saw something on camera, you weren't there. You saw something on camera and you won't take into consideration, could they be fooling me? I mean, could they be the baddies? When I went to the Trump rallies, before I start going to a rally, I'm watching the news and I'm seeing all of these folks getting drug out. And I'm saying, man, that's how they rolling up in those rallies of Trump. So you want me to believe that black folks just go up in there with good intentions? Excuse me, this is my seat right here. Thank you. All right, I'm going to sit and see what Mr. Trump is saying. What? Well, I got to leave? Why? Oh, because I'm black? No, don't beat me. Get off me. That's what was happening. They were just walking through the crowd, randomly saying, there's a black one over there. Get him out of here. But when I went there, now if you'd have watched the news, that's what you would have thought was happening. When I went, I'm sitting there, Trump comes out, he starts talking. All of a sudden, some dude jumps up, pulls his regular shirt off, and got F Trump or whatever one, and I don't know what it was, and went crazy. Oh, F this, and then the cops come and grab him, and the cameras catch just that clip right there. Look at this. They're grabbing these black folks and dragging them out. And I'm saying, no, that black folk was sent in there to stage this, to get himself thrown out, so y'all can get that little clip right there and say, all of them people in there are white nationalists. Same thing right here. So let's go ahead and see how this unfolds.
Arresting a shit ton of white supremacists. There's a rampant number of what? No.
That's a good point.
So how come you're not? How come all the George Soros DAs aren't finding and arresting all these white supremacists? No. Well, they're not technically like breaking the law, man. They're just kind of like marching and they're saying racial stuff.
Yeah. Those are the dangerous kind right there. The ones that don't do nothing but walk around with little fake shields on and, their little flags and khakis and their masks and don't really do nothing. Those are the real dangerous ones, right? So he has a good point. All of these George Soros paid DAs and nobody's arresting and prosecuting these dudes. I've seen some video footage of them so-called being arrested, but didn't look too serious to me. I mean, it looked like they might have just detained them for a second and said, now get out of here, you crazy kids. We got the photo shoot. So let's go ahead, because I think Salty Cracker's seeing through this crap.
Oh, that's what this is? It's a hell of a coincidence, right? So you got Joe Biden going to a predominantly black college commencement speech. He goes, come on, man. You know don't jump. You know the thing. No joke. White supremacists, biggest.
To stand up against the poison.
Creepy.
White supremacists, I did my inaugural address to single out.
Now, you know why I want to jump all over him like a spider monkey, metaphorically, and go to work, is because he's doing what we just saw Cory Bush and that dude, the other black dude with the milk dud head. You don't use words like this. You don't come out there and throw out stuff like this and knowing it's a lie, but knowing it is the one concept that cuts to the bone and divides the whole country. But that's why you're doing it. This is one of the most sensitive topics and subjects in the whole country, and you're weaponizing it while really downplaying it. You're actually watering it down, the seriousness of it, watering it down. So you're using fake narratives of white supremacy, white nationalists being a great threat, dropping a big psych up on the public, got folks walking around paranoid, hating each other, and all of that crap. All for political purposes, man. All for power and stuff like that. You're creating hate. That's what it is. But yet blaming everybody else for hate. We fight against hate. No, you fight against folks who disagree with you. This has nothing to do with race and trying to fight for civil liberties. No, this is a culture war. This is them trying to make sure they remain in power and subdue the resistance. That's all this is. It ain't got nothing to do with them trying to help out black folks, women, lesbians, gays, and this. All of these little small groups that the Democrats use to divide us are means to an end. That's all it is. So if you think they care about all these groups, you are really, really deceived and naive. If you think they care about that. No, they'll never solve these so-called social justice issues because they use them as a weapon. Why would you get rid of your number one weapon? Why would you do that? You like it like that. You like the more anger, the more division, the more, victimization. That's how we stay in power. We sure don't do it based on our record. We can't do that based on our policies. So I get up there in front of a bunch of black folks and belittle their intelligence by saying, the great threat to the homeland is white supremacy. And I was saying this because I'm at an all-black college. Why you're at an all-black college, though? See? Yeah, you said it exactly. Because you're at an all-black college, you big old nasty thing, you.
As the most dangerous terrorist threat to our home.
No, you are. People like you. Y'all are the most dangerous threat to the homeland, as we found out, setting Trump up, demonizing citizens, all of that crap. And then talking about white nationalism and extremism. Let's surveil these people. Let's do that. Let's shut parents up. All of that mess.
Plan is white supremacy.
Oh, white supremacy is the biggest terrorist threat. A bunch of idiots going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, yeah. I'm seeing a lot of video. Everybody's got a 4K camera in their pocket these days. It's weird how we don't have any video of these white supremacists, being the biggest domestic terrorist threat. Don't worry about that sounding like a real stupid narrative. But
yeah, that's a good point, Salty Cracker. All these cameras, and all we get is a couple little clips of them, jumping over stuff, and then I did see a couple videos where it looked like they were staging something. But we ain't getting no video footage of these dudes without masks on. How is that? So you got to get up every day and get fully G'd up and throw on a mask to disguise yourself. Every day? I mean, at what point do they say, all right, guys, mask off? I mean, are they walking around the neighborhoods like this? What happens when one of these dudes come out the crib and go to the FBI to go to their workplace and they don't have the mask on? See, so now either this is a lifetime full commitment out of these guys. Every day they wake up, all right, I'm masked up on the way because I don't want nobody to snap a shot at me. I get to wherever their little training or meeting camp is. How many times they meet? How often do they meet? Do these dudes work? I need to know these are a lot of questions. That's a lot of men right there that appear to be uniformed and organized. And usually that takes a lot of meeting, a lot of time. Okay. And yet we don't see anybody off duty. They do this every day. We only meet on weekends. See, these are things that if anybody had any journalistic curiosity, you would find out. But when they're stopping you from being able to go down into the subway behind them, that's a big fat red flag. Maybe someone don't want you to find out who these people are.
But no, for serious. Look, they're marching in the street. Look, they're in the street.
Look what your eyes see.
I see them. I see all these people marching in the street.
See,
I noticed that these are the only right wing who are wearing masks. Why? That seems weird. So if that would...
It does seem weird. The last terroristic group of folks who wore masks, well, besides Antifa, was the KKK. Those Democrats. Yeah, they done swapped out those hoods for a lot of Antifa and black mask and hoods they put on. And apparently these guys right here, because see, real patriots don't walk around with a mummy mask on. What is with this? Why do you need the mask?
Wasn't weird enough. I also noticed, so whenever there is, let's save babies, these Nazi Antifa scumbags all attack. Whenever there's hey, we don't want you to kill babies at 9 months, Antifa like locusts descend upon them.
That is true. Antifa they just manifest out of nowhere. So here these guys are up there in DC, I guess, with a police escort. No Antifa, no counter protests, nothing.
Messes with these people. Not only does Antifa never mess with these people, but they get a permit in Washington, D.C. I'd like to see a Trump organization get a marching permit for Washington, D.C. It won't happen. They won't allow it.
Good point. See, this is how your brain should think rationally. When you see stuff that's so far out of place, so far out of the norm, all of the telltale signs is making your intuition go, I don't know about that. Normally, they unleash the beast of Antifians to throw stuff at these folks. All kind of crap would be going on, but they never show up with them. Normally, the cops would sit back. If it was a real white supremacy group marching rather, they would sit back and maybe allow, some intel person in it to act a fool and make it look like the whole group is just straight wild and crazy. For some reason, that was something the cops are protecting these people. Now, they didn't seem to be trying to do that up there, J6. It's just like, you know what? Let these folks push past me on this little bike rack. Let these small, random, sprinkled in people within this group make the whole group look bad. People up there like, y'all just gonna let them break into the Capitol building? You ain't gonna call for backup? Cops up there, arms folded. So how about you sprinkle a couple of those people in there and let that person act a fool and just discredit the whole group? But no, y'all are letting these cats stay nice and connected and unified without any resistance, and the cops are escorting them through their little march.
And you've seen how the Washington, D.C. Capitol asshole police work when it comes to Antifa and when it comes to Trump supporters. They let Antifa beat the shit out of Trump supporters. That's what happens in Washington, D.C. But no, when it comes to Patriot Front, they're escorted. What? Nobody messes with them. Nobody. They're completely escorted. They got all their vans lined up.
Look at all those vans. Yeah, they don't want these dudes that just came out of... some type of recruiting, whatever, to get hurt, really hurt or harmed. So they got the vans lined up. Nobody's throwing rocks at the vans. Imagine if these were all pickup trucks and Trump supporters up there. In D.C., you know how many counter protesters they would have called every nasty Pelosi, you know what, we need Antifa. Let's go with Project Antifa and send some Black Lives Matterins too. So they would have been all over there. But now all of a sudden the street's clear. There's nobody out there except it's them, and the cops are nice and neat behind.
Who's renting these vans? With Zuckerbucks, most likely. Yeah. They're all wearing masks. There's nobody around them supporting them. There is no organic support.
What? That's another good point. I mean, they're marching for nothing. When I showed that clip of them out that big field, with the bullhorn, the guy with the molette was speaking. One guy was standing out there yelling at him. Nobody else? No other people came in. In fact, they didn't even have no bystanders. Folks, it's almost like they cleared the street for these people. There's nobody around. They ain't even curious. Nobody's like, all right, let's go and listen to what this fool is talking about. Even when the KKK would come to Cincinnati year after year and speak, folks would at least walk up to see what are these fools talking about. Man, shut up. They do stuff like that, but here, nothing. So
there is nobody cheering them on. No. When you graduate from Quantico, this is your graduation ceremony. You have to do this, and this is what you need to do when the amount.
It's called psych op school. Yep. Now you got to go to psych op school. Now here's the psych op. Okay. Now don't think we're betraying our people or our country by doing this. This is simply for training purposes. We want you guys to dress up like white nationalists so we can convince half the population that white nationalism is the greatest threat to the homeland. What? Why are we doing that? It's for training purposes. We're doing it so we can show you guys how to launch a psych op. Well, I don't know about this, Captain. It seems that this would have damaging effects on the country if you did something like this to your own people.
Amount of white supremacy doesn't meet the demand in this country. You need a final touch to prove that this is complete Fed boy operation over here.
Prove it.
Not only do they get escorted to put their shit in the van over here, nobody's allowed to follow them. Nobody's allowed to follow them. This is
what? So now they got escorted over to their nice little U-Hauls. Notice they never drive anything with a actual license plate on it that somebody could write down and say, all right, we're following this person back to the crib. Why do you rent U-Hauls every time? How did y'all all get to Washington? And what hotel are y'all staying in? And how are you going down into this subway? Where you going when you go down there? Huh? He come out of another side? What are you doing down there? And why did the cops let you go down there and stop everybody else? That's my question that any normal person should have, like Saudi Crack.
This is not the treatment that conservatives get. We do not get this treatment. The cops barricade the subway system so all of the Fed boys get the subway all to themselves on the way out. Oh, interesting how that works. Trump supporters get attacked on the way out of events. Donald Trump supporters get attacked as they try to enter or exit into hotels. And the police, they ring fence. Look at all of these cops right here protecting these shit bags.
And I had to end on that note because they are poop bags. That's what they are, allowing themselves to be used like that. So what do y'all think, guys? You think that's our new threat to the homeland? People like that? Couple hundred or so young men walking around in khakis with shields on and getting police escorts? Yeah. Why don't we get the carpet rolled out for us like that? That's my question. You think they would have accommodated a whole bunch of real patriots walking around up there? All right, everyone back up. Now, we don't know what you're going down there in the subway to do, but what we're going to do is make sure nobody else follows you, real patriots down there. Think they would have did that for us? No? Okay. So they did it for them, and nobody knows why. What could they be doing down there in that subway? All right, great job, guys. All right, yeah, take off your mask. Okay. Yes, Christopher Ray, we're done. Yes, Operation. Yeah, tell Nancy I love her. Okay. Yeah. And she's still rocking the tatas? She still got the tatas out? That's great. Okay. Tell her all that money paid off. Yes, they look great. Okay. Yeah, for someone who's like 1,000 years old. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway. All right. Well, anyway, we're on our way. Yeah. Tell James to call me that I said hi to. Okay. Yeah, all of that. They're down there doing stuff like that. I want to go down in there and see what they're doing. What y'all doing? Where y'all going? Y'all just gonna vanish? Unreal, man. So this is what is going on around the country, and people need to be aware of it. And that's why I can't let it go. Because if folks don't call this nonsense out, you'll get people who will fall for this crap and be in the streets justifying stuff and yelling. And when it's time to vote, they'll use this, stuff like that. Pull up a couple of these random clips and say, look, there it is. Yeah, and if you vote for them people, you're voting for these people right here. That's what you're doing. Like they did the first time and continue to do all the time. I hope the Democrats get their butts beat to smithereens in 2024. I mean, I want no victories on their side. None. I mean, I know it'll be one party, but hey, I want no victories. I want to run the board. Make me sick, man. Anyway, God bless y'all. God bless America. You guys have yourself a wonderful, weekend. It's almost over, but enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of it. And knock it out the parks during this week, okay? Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos. Follow me on Facebook. Check out my podcast links. All of these get converted into a podcast. You can listen to them as you're driving or whatever. And also, those that have been contributing to my PayPal and to my Cash App, I want to say thank you so much. Those links are below if you ever want to support the channel. All right. Other than that, man, we about to bounce. Get out of here. Go get me one of those, little teeny shields like those guys.
This is awesome.
Yeah. Take care.